Yes, welcome back, and we'll be doing part 3 of consumer arithmetic. So the first thing we're going to do is percentage decrease. Now if you want to find a decrease, it is the original price for an item minus any new price given. So then now if you want to find the percentage decrease, it is the decrease that you found here by finding original price and new price over the original price times 100%. Now let's say we have this example here. The price of a machine decreased from $800 to $400. So the first thing you'd want to find is the decrease, which is equal to original price minus new price. So the original price was $800, new price is $400. So the difference between that and that is $400. Now if you want to find the percentage decrease, remember it is the decrease over the original price times 100%. So that means it is 400 over the original price, it is 800 times 100%. And that gives you 50%. Now we're going to do percentage increase. Now with increase, it is the opposite of decrease. So initially, we have the new price minus the original price, right? And the percentage increase is the increase over the original price times 100%. Now we have this example here. The price of a car increased from $700 to $1,000. So first thing we do is find increase, which is equal to new price minus original price. So that's 1,000 minus 700, and that gives $300. Now we want to find the percentage increase, and that is the increase over the original price times 100%. So that is 300 over 700 times 100%, and that gives 42.83%. Now we're going to do loss. So loss is equal to the cost price minus the selling price. So let's say you bought an item, but you had to sell it for less than you purchased it for. That means you made a loss on your investment. So it's cost price minus selling price. Now if you want the percentage loss, it is the loss that you found here by finding the cost price minus selling price over the cost price times 100%. Example here, a house was purchased for $20,000 and is sold for $16,000. So you want to find the loss first, and then you want to find the percentage loss. So loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. And the cost price was $20,000 and you sold it for $16,000. That means you lost $4,000. So if you want to find the percentage loss, it is the loss that you just found here, which is 4,000 over the cost price, which is 20,000 times 100%, which is equal to 20% loss. So now we're going to do profit. So a while ago we did loss. Loss was cost price minus selling price. So profit is the opposite of that. So now we have the selling price minus the cost price. So if you sold something for more than you bought it for, that means you made a profit on your investment. And the percentage profit is the profit that you found here over the cost price times 100%. So a car was bought for $150,000 and was sold for $180,000. So the profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. So we sold it for $180,000. We bought it for $150,000. So that means the profit is $30,000. Percentage profit is equal to profit over cost price times 100, which is 30,000 over 150,000 times 100%, and that is equal to a 20% profit. We're going to do simple interest. So let's say you have an extra amount of money you want to invest in a bank or a government bond. This investment will earn money for you. So the sum of money you invest is called a principal, and we denote that as capital P. Money earned by the principal, we call that the interest, and that is capital I. The rate at which the interest is earned is called the interest rate, and that is a common R. The length of time, and it is usually in years, is time, and represent that by a common T. So the general formula for simple interest is I equal P times R times T over 100. So we have this example here. Investment on simple interest terms of $100 invested for 3 years at 10% per annum. Now per annum means per year, right? So the number of years is usually in relation to the percentage because of this. So one way of solving this is we could say, realize that each year the investor will receive interest equal to 10%. And we're doing this as 3 years. So all we need to do is find 10% of $100. So that's 10 over 100 times $100. And that is $10 interest per year. And we're doing this for 3 years. So what we do is say $10 times 3, and the total interest would be $30. Another way we could do this is by saying I is equal to P times R times T. Now P, which is the $100 invested, times R, which is the rate, which is 10%, and T, which is 3 years. Half this over 100. And this is also equal to $30. So another example here. Calculate the simple interest earned when $600 is invested at 3 1/3% per annum for 30 months. Now if you realize this says 30 months, but the interest rate is in terms of year. So what you need to do is convert the 30 months in terms of years. So I is what we want to find, so we don't know what that is. P, which is the principal, is $600. R, which is the rate, is 3 1/3%. And T, which is time, is 30 months. And if you convert that into years, you'll get 2.5. Because there are 12 months in the year, all you need to do is divide 30 by 12, and you get 2.5. So now, I is equal. So now I is equal to P times R times T. So it's 600 times, and this gives you simple interest of $50. So we have this example here. Calculate the amount of money that would earn $750 simple interest if invested at 4.2% PA means per annum, for 6 years and 3 months. Now, the simple interest is $750. R is 4.2%. T is 6 years and 3 months. So that is 6 2/3 years. And we can simplify that by writing it as an improper fraction. 3 6 is 18 and 2 20, so that's 20 over 3. And P, we don't know, that is what we're trying to find. So what you do, given I is equal to P times R times T over 100, you transpose to make P the subject of the formula. So first you'd multiply 100 by I, so it's I times 100. Then divide both sides by RT. And that would be equal to P. So all you do now is just substitute the values. So I is 750 times 100. R is 4.2 and T is 20 over 3. That means P is equal to 2,678.57. So the next example here we have is calculate the interest rate required for an investment of $2,000 to earn $417.60 interest over 5 years. So I is equal to 417.60. P is equal to $2,000. T is equal to 5. And R is equal to, we don't know. So again, we transpose the initial formula, I equal P times R times T over 100, and we're making R the subject. So R is equal to 100 times I over P times T. So it's 100 times 417.60 over 2,000 times 5. And that is equal to 4.176%. Okay, so this example here says to calculate the time required for 9,500 to reach 2,470 in interest at a rate of 6.5% per annum. So I is equal to 2,470. P is equal to 9,500. R is equal to 6.5, and we don't know what T is. So again, we have the formula I is equal to P times R times T over 100. We want to make T the subject of the formula, so T is equal to I times 100 over P times R. And I is equal to 2,470 times 100 over P, which is 9,500 times 6.5. And that is equal to 4 years. So now we're going to do loans. So money can be borrowed from a financial institution, whether to buy a car or build a garage, usually as a personal loan. So normally we have to make some payments on that loan called interest, right? And the interest and the amount borrowed is usually paid back in installments. So we usually use this formula here. A is equal to P plus I, where A is the total amount due, P, which is the principal, is the amount borrowed, and I is the total interest. So now we have this example here. Calculate the total interest to be paid on a loan of $10,000 taken for 5 years at a flat rate. So once you see flat rate, it means that the interest due can be calculated using the simple interest formula of interest of 10% per annum, hence calculate the total amount to be paid back. So the first thing we're going to do is use this formula here, P times R times T over 100, where P is the principal, that is $10,000, times 10% times 5 over 100, equal 5,000. So A is equal to P plus I. So we just found I, and we know what the principal was. So the principal was 10,000, and I is 5,000. So that means the total is $15,000. Now we're going to do discount. So the general formula is selling price is equal to mark price minus discount. So the marked price of an article that is offered for sale is the amount written on the price tag. So if you go to a supermarket and you see an item for $500, that means the marked price is $500. Usually you get to pay a lesser amount if there's a discount on it. So you subtract that amount from the marked price and you get the selling price. So example here, if an item is marked at $30 and is sold for $25, what is the percentage discount? Now, in order to find the discount percentage, first you'd have to find what the actual discount is. So the general formula is selling price is equal to marked price minus discount. So you want to make discount the subject of the formula. So D is equal to marked price minus selling price. So the marked price was 30 and the selling price was 25. So that means the discount was 5. Now the percentage discount is equal to the discount over the marked price times 100. So that's 5 over 30 times 100. And that is equal to 16.67%. So now we're going to do commission. So paid a certain percentage of the value of sale. So usually, especially in the car dealership profession, you get a flat salary, but you also get a commission, which is a percentage of each sale of car added to your total amount you receive per month. So example here, a car salesperson is paid 5% commission. How much does he receive if he sells a car for $40,000? So all you would do is say 5% of 40,000. So that's 5 over 100 times 40,000. And that is equal to $2,000 commission. So now the last thing we're going to do is compound interest. So if the interest due on savings is added to the principal at given intervals, then the interest is said to be compounded or converted into principal, and thereafter it earns interest, right? The principal also increases periodically, and the interest compounded into the principal increases periodically throughout the term of transaction. I know that was a mouthful, but you'll see as we go along. So the general formula is A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the N, where A is the accumulation of principal, P is the principal invested, R is the rate of interest, and N is the number of periods. So now we're going to do this example here. Calculate the compound interest on $6,000 if it is invested for 3 years at 7.5% per annum. So P is equal to $6,000, N is 3 years, R is 7.5%, and we want to calculate compound interest. So the first thing we'll do is write the formula. A is equal to P 1 plus R to the N. So we know that P is 6,000, 1 plus R, which is 7.5%, which is the same as 7.5 over 100, raised to N, which is 3. So that is saying 6,000 times 1.075 to the third power, and that is equal to 7453.78. Now this is just the accumulation. We want to find compound interest, and that is A minus P, which is 7453.78 minus the principal, which is 6,000, and that is equal to $453.78. So we're now at the end of consumer arithmetic. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.